Greetings, my fellow Kerbals. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 23 of Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. Alright, so you can vote. The advantage of going to the MUN is we could do this plant a flag mission, which is for 125k. If we go to Minmus, we can plant a flag there for 150k. There's also a mission to build an orbital station around Minmus, and we could accept it for 140k and then complete it for 160k or 360k. So there's a little bit more money in Minmus. There's roughly equal science in both. I don't think I'm going to be doing the gravimetric surveys on Minmus. Surveys are like hard to do and they're seldom worth it. Taking a look at ferrying people. These guys want to land. So I do have a tourism mission. Let's see. Fly by MUN, land on MUN. No, screw you guys. One wants to land on Minmus, one wants to land on MUN. No. What about you? Orbit MUN? If we go to MUN, I could accept that and bring a tourist to Munberry. Your name is Munberry. What are you going to be, a dingleberry for the MUN? All right. So let's see. You guys are weighing towards Minmus. So if you're weighing towards Minmus, let me accept this orbital station. What are we building? Isru resource conversion unit. Ooh, that's pricey. A bunch of liquid fuel. 6 Kerbals. Oh man. I mean, that's doable, but that's a lot of liquid fuel. That's a lot of liquid fuel. Blah. All right, I'll accept it. I know there's still time on the clock, but we'll start building. All right. I might have to tow liquid fuel for no other reason than we're towing liquid fuel. So, Minmus station. All right, opening up the contract. We need at least 6 Kerbals. So let's command pod 3 maybe. That immediately gives us 3 Kerbals. I think what we need to do is we need to build this with the knowledge that we will be ejecting a fair portion of our station into the orbit of Minmus. So I'm going to be building like a 2-stage rocket. So we're going to do a very cheap command pod here, which will be the command pod that actually lands on Minmus, and then it will be attached to something that can store more people. So actually, let's do command lander can 2, because this can store 2. Right? No, crew capacity 1. I'm wrong. This one could store 2. And service bay. Actually, I'll just open up the Eve experiment so I don't have to rebuild so much stuff. So I can build faster. So here's the lander can. Here's our pack full of science bay. Obviously I don't need that much food, so I will stick the food there. Good. Oh, that's still in the way. Okay, we're not going to need the atmosphere analyzer, but there we go. That's good. This stores 2 people. I'm curious. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. All right, so on the... We'll separate from the top. So we need Isru. All right, so we're going to flip this. I'm going to slap a hitchhiker cargo to this. And that brings our total up to 6, because this here stores 4. So the command pod to the hitchhiker 4, that's a total of 6, which satisfies having a facility support at least 6. And then we only need a fuel converter, but it doesn't really matter what kind. So there we have one. And we'll put that into a payload. I don't want to build the fairings right now. Stop. Alright. That's kind of heavy, but, I mean, this is what they're paying for, so. There we go. That's in a payload. So once we put this in the orbit of Minmus, I'm just going to be kicking off this section and leaving this as a satellite in orbit. The other thing I could do here is we need 4,000 liquid fuel, which is a stupid, ridiculous amount of liquid fuel. So there we go. We have oh my god, how much liquid fuel am I going to add to this thing? It's going to be a stupid monstrosity. What I could do is I could try to get into the orbit of Minmus with a ton of extra liquid fuel. But yeah, I also need a docking port and the rest of that stuff, I know. Antenna, etc. So let's do a Clampotron docking port at the top of the converter. We'll slap on a... Communicatron. To the side of this thing. That will never ever convert fuel. And, oh, no, maybe not. I'll just have a tiny little antenna. What else do we need on this? It generates power? Yeah, I was going to have that anyway, but... There, now it generates... Oh, still sticking out. Okay, you... There we go. Nope. Trial and many errors. Does that fit snugly? No, it does not. Guess what? I'll just rebuild the fairing. So these will eventually extend, and we'll rebuild the fairing. Cool. All right, so that has 6 Kerbals, Isru, conversion unit, antenna, docking port, power. Cool. That is all that we need. Now I just need to get it into the orbit of Minmus with like a stupid, ridiculous amount of fuel left on it. I actually think that that is going to be a problem with the amount of liquid fuel it's demanding. So I'm actually going to haul up a whole lot of liquid fuel with me. As a like something like this. But I'm trying to think of the most elegant way to do it. Yeah, I already have batteries on the service bay. I don't need to bring the Kerbals with me now. Alright, I have oh boy. I have a really ugly idea for how to do the liquid fuel, but alright, let me next so trying to get back to Kerbin. Here is my heat shield. I don't need all the up later. Maybe even larger. We'll go ridiculous. No. I have faith in my heat shields. And then we're gonna need parachutes because, you know, that's a thing that people want to have. So let me nest some parachutes up here somehow. No, terminate. I just want you to terminate. Alright, so here's the XL parachute. And we'll do a 3 copy radials. And where's the drogue? And 3 drogues. Hello? No, I don't want to. Left mouse button. Okay, there we go. Oh, that doesn't have the okay, here's inner trussing and inner stage nodes. There we go. There. So now I have my parachutes nested in all nice like. Do I have batteries on the satellite? I don't. I can add some, I guess. I truthfully don't care about this satellite, but I'll add batteries to it. And then this is Minmus Station, and I will name it eventually. Okay. Then the section that is going down to Minmus, landing and doing all the landy things, we are going to want to asparagus stage that up for efficiency. I'm going to have to not block the door, so let me asparagus at this angle. And you know, one thing I could do, I'll have to check well, Minmus is really, really easy. So one of the advantages of the atomic atomic engine or rocket here, it just takes liquid fuel, right? Yes, it just takes liquid fuel. So I know I need to bring a ton, like a ridiculous ton of liquid fuel to Mars, or to Minmus rather. So perhaps I just use liquid fuel to get me there and to land me there. The thing I have to calculate though is the thrust weight ratio of the Nerve atomic rockets. If there will be enough thrust to land me, but Minmus is really not hard to land on. Yeah, no, my thrust to weight ratio with these is 11, so that's no issue at all. I already have a docking port. Yes. Yep. And then this is a way for me to have like a artificially high amount of liquid fuel because of the way I'm designing the silly rockets. So yep. Unfortunately, this thing is also going to be like mad expensive. To fly, to buy, because Nerve engines are expensive. All right, let me raise those up as much as I can, but not have it be above the decoupler. About there. All right, I think we're going to be landing on our Nerve engines. Hey, Wolf Bear. Oh my goodness. Hey, buddy. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Welcome to the nonsense that is this weird rocket here. I don't... Oh, okay. As you can see, the thrust away here is absurd, but it won't get me off of Kerbin, that's for sure. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. No complaints. All right, staging. We do have the setups for asparagus staging. And then the rest of this is just getting it there, I guess. And hoping that we have enough liquid fuel to fulfill the contract. Oh, too big. Oh boy. What am I missing? So I have the science junior, I have all the sciencey parts. I don't have the experimentation stuff, but I'm going to stop with that. It takes a long time, and it doesn't net a lot of science. I guess I'm saying I don't think it's necessary or even useful to do. There, I said it. So we essentially need like an entire one of these Kerbodynes full of liquid fuel in order to fulfill this contract, which is a lot of liquid fuel. That's chiefly why I'm worried about this mission here. One of the ways to do that is for me to pick a high efficiency in vac engine here. Oh, this so let me try to find one that has high efficiency. So this is 350, the Poodle, but they're pretty small. Wasn't something 380, 345, 800? Well, the nerves are 800. 340, 305, 315, 315, 350 is Poodles. Oh yeah, the Wolfhound. It's not a lot of thrust. So it's going to be bad for circularization, but it'll get me there. The other thing is I can always launch the nerves if I want to as well, but they provide nearly no thrust. They're very, very high efficiency, very, very, very low thrust engines. So the thrust to weight ratio of this thing is terrible. You know what is the Poodle? Oh, the Wolfhounds are better than Poodles. Okay. All right. So then let's save this. Actually, let's taper it to be beautiful. Beautiful, stupid rocket. Oh, Lord, this thing's expensive. Then... Oh, that's all in the wrong stage. What is going on here? Okay. Then we are going to need the stage that gets us up into the Atmo, which is probably going to be just extraordinarily expensive solid boosters. My guess is would be the best price point. Yep. Maybe some Clydesdale, or just a whole bunch of Clydesdales. God, this is ridiculous. Okay, still clipping. More fuel, why not? Remember, kids, this is a terribly designed rocket. You should never replicate this yourself. It's like half my budget just to get this thing into space. 10K Delta V, and that's not even calculating the asparagus staging that I'm gonna do. This is very Kerbal. Oh God, do these? Yeah, they do vector. Okay. Does the fuel need to be the fuel needs to be on the station? It's going to be one object, so that's covered already. All right, so the thrust to weight ratio of these Clydesdales are enough to break near Atmo here. And then where's that decoupler? Here it is. Fixing some staging. 11,800. Oh boy. Over-engineered is the best kind of engineered. I think the thing that I need to do in this case is I could lighten the payload a little. So let me see about doing that. Oops. Yeah, let me see about doing that. Now let me put that back. You guys probably want to see an over-engineered rocket, don't you? Am I wrong about that? Go absurd. All right, so we have some asparagus staging, 12,600 Delta V. Oh, Lord. All right, save. What do we need here? We need struts. Struts. I don't care where this mounts. That looks fine. All right. Now, does it satisfy the requirements? There is a antenna, yes. A docking port, yes. It can generate power, yes. It can support 6 Kerbals. It has liquid fuel. It has plenty of liquid fuel. The important bit is we take it to Minmus and give it the liquid fuel. And then it has a conversion resource unit here as well. All right. It checks all of those boxes. It's also ridiculously expensive and massive to boot. Let's launch it. And hey, Nicky boy, this is a fancy rocket. You take that back. I'm so offended. Oh, I don't want 2 people in this. But as you can see here, all of these green check marks indicate that this rocket satisfies those requirements. So revert to assembly, and let's pull Bill out because the fewer people that I have, the longer that they will be comfortable in the rocket. So Bill, get out. This is your first live streams from YouTube. You're getting a bit of a spoiler. I'm sorry. I'll give you Yoda as a spoiler. Maybe it'll make you feel better. All right, rocket. So if I right-click on this and start habitat, I now have 37 days of food and yeah, okay, he's fine. And infinite hab at home because this habitat here gives him a lot of space to stretch his legs. All right, off we go. Off we go. Poll's still on the screen. Yeah, let me get rid of that. That's embarrassing. Build. Oops. Build Minmus Space Station. Of course, this is one of those like handleizing space stations that the minute it's built, it will not be functional. So this solid boost stage is basically just climbing for me. I will attempt to do a bit of a gravity turn, but given that I only have 1% vectoring for the gimbal, I can't push it. Our apoapse here is already 70k, so let's push it. Do the exact opposite of what I said seconds ago. Thank you, Clydesdales. Yeah, you thrust it. Yeah, you thrust it. All right, that was kind of beautiful. Now here we circularize. God, why did this monstrosity work so well? Honestly. Oh God, my burn time is 10 minutes. I shouldn't have time warped. I should just be burning this whole time. In fact, I designed for this. Let me turn on the nerve engines for some extra thrust. Yeehaw! Now, let's just hope we don't set ourselves on fire. Yeehaw! Burn time. We're over time. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to revert the flight to launch. Yoda, can you keep your head up? They want to see this pretty face of yours. And I'm going to start gravity turning early so that I don't have to launch the nerves. Waste no time. So at 5k meters, okay, whatever, Yoda. Don't listen to Daddy. You rude. At 5k, I will start the gravity turn. Or 10k, something in between there. Very starting to turn. Another thing I could have done with these solid boosters is thrust limit them, because they are producing a ridiculous amount of thrust. Our thrust to weight ratio is 3. We're putting off. What are those? Our G forces aren't like in unconsciousville yet. That's good. Okay, we're almost at our, 70k apoapse. So I'm really going to start to turn to circularize as much as I can on the solid boosters. And now if we take a look, as you can see, I have a nice circular orbit already. Let me get away from these solid boosters so I don't collide. And then just start the maneuver. So the reason I have to circularize so aggressively is there's basically no thrust in this rocket. And it takes me so long to achieve maneuvers now. And there's no thrust in this rocket because I'm using hyper efficient parts. Or not hyper efficient parts, but quite efficient parts. So that I can keep as much fuel as I can keep, so that when I get to Minmus, I have the fuel to satisfy the space station requirements. Raccoon Smith, thanks for popping on by. I will be starting a brand new RimWorld tomorrow. I'm eager about that. Viewer feedback and all. We built a Roman candle. Yeah. With no lights. Oh no, we have some lights. All right, taking a look. So right now, he will become a tourist in 44 days. If I start the habitat, it's infinite. Perfect. So we're using this hitchhiker storage container as a habitat, in other words. I still think that I should probably kick the nerve engines on, the atomic engines, to help with the burn time, to add thrust. Because this is a very low thrust rocket. this is no one in the right mind would ever design a rocket like this because it's stupid. But here it is. And then we have to make sure our liquid fuel stays over 4K, or the space station requirement is a bust. But right now we're at 17K, so I think we're okay. So what's happening here is we're using more of the liquid fuel in this stage here, in the big Roman candle stage, than we are oxidizer. So it is going to exhaust this Wolfhound engine early as a result. But I honestly think I will have so much fuel to spare that it's not going to be a problem. Fingers crossed. As you can see, the oxidizer is falling behind the liquid fuel because the nerve and atomic rocket motors are sapping some of the liquid fuel for itself. Don't burn anyone, yeah. It does look a little dangerous. And then I have to land on these nerve atomic rocket motors on Minmus, which is super sketch. And then I have to also land on a, well, I should land at a biome that I haven't done the science at yet. Or it's a mission of low science. God, we're still not even circularized yet. That's what we get for a low thrust, high efficiency. We're a minute and change over our maneuver. We're dipping back into the atmosphere soon. But our thrust to weight, actually our thrust to weight is 30. it's a fat engine. I hope we can circularize. Yeah, here we go. Here's our periaps coming up. 20K. Here it is. 30K. Okay. It's working. We're okay. We're not gonna sink back into Kerbin and fail, hopefully. Not yet, at least. Once it hits like 90K-ish, I'll cut the engines. So now we're in orbit, technically. And cut the engines there. That's good. All right, let's set target as Minmus. And then at the descending node, I will match its plane. Oops. Cool. We'll warp. This cost me 192 Delta V, which is not that bad. Oh, this thing is so heavy. With one inline reaction wheel, dear Lord, it's hard to rotate this thing. And then another thing I should do is transfer liquid fuel from here back into my my other phase. Filling up my my side rockets. In fact, I'll shut these down so I don't use them anymore. Which one's still on? Okay, they're all off. Cool. And I'll stick them on the other stage. All right. Here's a maneuver burn. And let's put the liquid fuel back into the asparagus stage and next stage. From this top one here. No, it's not letting me anymore. Hello? Out. In. No? No? Yeah, okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Fine. Be that way. Ah! Other way. Alright, so we are matching the... Oh, I screwed up. In. We're matching the plane here. We're almost done with that burn. It's lengthy. Alright, so this is now fully refueled. Or really, I just moved fuel around. Alright, so now, yeah, we match the plane. We're good. We're good enough. We're like 0.4 degrees off. That's fine. Let me focus on the refueling part. Pin in. And then I'll do the transfer burn. We still have 14,000 liquid fuel, though. So as long as I don't burn more than 10K heading over to Minmus, we're in business. The game had intended me to, like, mine ore and refuel it, but I'm just not doing that. So we have 12,000 oxidizer that just doesn't have liquid fuel to burn with it, which is a result of using those nerve engines. Come on, keep refueling. All right, let's check on them all. Full, 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 full. Good. All right, transfer burn time. Whee! Now, the mission doesn't say anything about my periapps. So it doesn't matter how close I am. So the best thing that I could do is to do a transfer burn where we barely have a periapps, and then for me to circularize to save fuel, because the station doesn't care how far away from it is. So here's a periapps of like 1.6 mil. Yeah, here's a periapps of 2 mil. That's fine. So this is my next maneuver. It's a node in 18 minutes. It's a burn time of 7 minutes. Very slow. And then once we're in Minmus, sphere of influences should be easy-ish to circularize. I do think I'm going to have enough fuel. So as over-engineered as this thing seemed, I think it's like, it's not over-engineered. It's just engineered for the amount of fuel that I have to take. So at 3.5 minutes, we're going to start our burn. About now. I could eject the fairing, I guess. It doesn't really matter. It's not that heavy. So sure, I'll pop it off. because that would allow me to extend these solar panels. Now these don't retract, but that's fine. We're getting rid of that part of the ship eventually anyway. I like this song. This song's called Cast of Pods. I feel it's pretty fitting given Kerbal. How we're living in a pod. So the Marazin's reading 25 days of electric charge, which is solid, and about a year of supplies left, which I think is only going to go up as they're farming. Oh my god, this transfer burn is so long. What's this plan? So if we take a look, build an orbital space station around Minmus. The space station needs an antenna, a docking port, generate power, a facility supporting at least 6 Kerbals, 4,000 units of liquid fuel, ISRU resource conversion unit, and that is the plan. It's to fulfill this contract, and then afterwards, land on Minmus, plant a flag, do some ground science, and then come back to Kerbin. So it's a two-parter. So once we get to Minmus, I'm going to decouple a significant part of the station to leave in orbit of Minmus, whatever orbit we're in, probably equatorial, and then to land the rest of it. So it's a bit complicated. And because we have to bring 4,000 units of liquid fuel, which is a pretty significant amount, I have very low thrust, high efficiency rockets, which means that my burn times are really, really long. So right now we're doing the transfer burn to get to Minmus, which is a 7-minute burn. Tarakam, thanks for the sub. Here, I'll put Yoda on. Hey, buddy. Buddy. Will you perk up for a peanut? You will. Oh, you get mascot now. If you have a question about what any song that I'm playing is, just feel free to ask. Normally I have an overlay on my chat hub that shows it. Oh, we have a Tusky. Did you hear the word peanut? Are you my little peanut? E-pup. I can even put Big Yoda on. Oh, Big Yoda. Put it there, pal. Alright, maybe I should tap back into the game. How's my transfer burn going? Still going. I have 12,000, just shy of 12,000 liquid fuel. So I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be good there. Hey, Sprung. You like Space Yoda? He's in space. Dude, you're in space. Yoda. Don't eat the sun, Yoda. Don't eat the sun. Alright, so our Apo is at 2 mil and climbing. We got to get it out to, what is Minmus, 11 mil? I don't recall. 46 mil? Oh, Mud is 11 mil. Just keep burning, just keep burning. need the sun for the solar panels. So here's the little docking port that will never be used. Here's my solar panels. Here's my little antenna, which I can extend. Bleep blorp, bleep blorp. And Apo is at almost 4 mil. Hey, Echo. Echo, have you not come to join us? Rude. Let me hide these contracts. Let me hide as much as I can. I kind of want the nav ball. I could be making some grave mistakes without that. All right, 6 mil. Going up and up and up. Bye, Tusk. What's crazy is I'm burning like this to land on that thing. Isn't that a weird concept? Like, it doesn't... It's something that surprises, like, new Kerbal Space Program players with Hohmann transfers the way they are. You don't kind of burn directly at something, right? You're transferring. You're not... You have to be where it will be when you get there. You can't go where it is now. We're not light. We're not massless. That's not how this works. But it is pretty trippy that it looks like we're not heading towards one another at all. All right, I might need to make some adjustments here because it looks like I'm missing it. There we go. Periaps of 1339. Oh, almost 1337. All right, let me quick save and warp here, I guess. Whee! Bye, Kerbin. Bye, Mun. Okay, how are we doing on supplies? We have 30 days of supplies. Cool. Let's warp to right around the periaps. Hold on. Right here. In 1 day, 2 hours. I wonder how my colony is doing. It's been now like a bunch of days. So now, to complete this contract, all we have to do is stick ourselves in orbit, which I'm going to do a bare minimum burn. But we still have like 6K worth of liquid fuel left. So I don't think that's much of a problem. What are you barking at, dude? So I'm just lining up our deorbited burn. And then money. Unfortunately, this stupid craft costs so much money to even put up into orbit. And granted, part of that was my fault not making it super efficient because I brought like 5,000 more liquid fuel than I needed. But yeah. With that said, we'll get some money in science. Yeah, this is the ultimate leaving the target. Exactly. All right, so now I'm killing some of my my velocity so that we can enter the sphere of influence of Minmus and orbit it. Yeah, the fact that I could do this first try, just throwing a ship together, I don't know, speaks to some strength, I guess. Yeah, we have, we'll have just shy of 5,000 extra liquid fuel. Only, you know. Oh man, I even like a newbie brought monopropellant and a full ablator here. Okay, we're almost deorbiting, or not deorbiting. We're almost orbiting. The opposite of deorbiting. Here we go. Choo choo. And done. Now all I have to do is sit here for 10 seconds, proving that we have a stable orbit, and pay me. So what is my current bucks? Oh, there we are. 6157 something, blah, blah, blah. Contract complete. We got 357,000. Cha-ching. New orbital station around Minmus. Cha-ching. Alrighty. Hi Minmus. Let's land. Now the other thing that I need to do is to make sure that I'm not landing somewhere I've already landed. So I've already landed at the lowlands. I've only landed on Minmus once. Does that sound right? So let me bring it up Minmus biome map so that I don't land somewhere redundant, because that would be really, really sad. The other way, there's another way to do this with like the cheat menu, I think. Yeah, here it is. Cheats. Biomes visible. So that's Alt F12. So now I can actually physically see the different biomes of Minmus rather than have to guess. Let me get a little bit closer to Minmus, just like a lower orbit, so that it's easier to actually plan this thing. I don't feel like showing the biomes is like a massive cheat or anything. I mean, you're welcome to disagree, but I feel like it shouldn't be rocket science as to what biomes there are if you want me to explore them. That's always been a complaint of mine with Kerbal Space Program, is like, all right, so you'll pay me if I go to new biomes in science, but you won't tell me where the biomes are? What? Seems dumb. But there, you can turn them on, and that makes it a lot easier. Alrighty. Let's go ahead with a circularization burn in just a second. Or in 2 days, which will only take a few seconds. All right, so we have been to here, which is the lowlands. If I want to go somewhere new and novel, let's land in this sort of ice crater here, and I can turn off the biomes. Well, you know what I should do? I should land in the sun. So let me warp until I'm landing at daytime. So how about this? I'm gonna land in this this ice crater here, and then I'll turn off the biomes now, so you can see it. Very, very easy to see because it's flat. I think the implication is it's ice, and the deorbit is going to be really, really simple. I'm just basically going to cut, retrograde, and drop onto Minmus. If you wanted to build a base on Minmus, I don't know what the ores here are for like mining or whatever, but it's perfectly flat in these sections because this is frozen lake, essentially. And what biome would that be? I think it would be the Greater Flats. I'll know when I land there. But there are, so for Minmus, there's poles, lowlands, midlands, highlands, slopes, flats, lesser flats, greater flats, and great flats. So this is either the Greater Flats or the Great Flats. I think it's the Great Flats, though. And doing my deorbit. Oh, shouldn't I release my satellite? Yeah, probably. Yeah, let me do that. Good call, man. Good call. So for that, all I have to do is click on this decoupler and boop, bye-bye satellite. The whole nose cone of my ship comes off. And then this here becomes a dead satellite because it doesn't even have a computer on it. So it's basically just debris as far as I know. I didn't give it an antenna that really allows it to act as a satellite. So I think it's basically just debris at this point. But all right, so at least we don't have to wait to that on us anymore. Another thing I should probably do before I deorbit is run the magnetometer report. I'm not sure if I've done a magnetometer read on Minmus before. I guess I have. Never mind. Let's retract that and go for landing. So if I take... Oh, you know what? Maybe it isn't debris, because I don't see it reading as debris. It says it's a station. So it must have some sort of part there on it that is a computer core. Oh, yeah, maybe I did add a computer core. I don't even know. Debris is permanent, but I usually just terminate it anyway. So another thing, obviously I don't need to land. I could land on this rocket, but this thing is a leaning tower of crazy. So it's going to make a lot more sense if I don't do that. But I'm going to want to kill my... Oh, I'm coming in wrong. Let me fix that. I'm going to want to kill as much of my velocity. Not that I'm worried about running out of fuel. I'm really not. But kill as much of my velocity with the giant engines that I have for free. Because I'm only going to jettison out eventually. Okay, so we're going to be right on the edge of the Greater Flats. Let's point retrograde now. We're 20 kilometers up. Yeah, maybe it's the crew cabin. I don't know. It doesn't have a ship core, though, so I have no idea what's on there. Come on, rotate. Jesus. This thing's so heavy. There's honestly no advantage to me, like, keeping this massive bottom part at this point. Because I easily have enough fuel to get home. Call it stubbornness. Alright, my thrust to weight ratio is now about 5. My delta V is still 8,500. That is goofy. Very goofy. Alright, we're at the very corner of whatever flats these are. And Jeb has 26 days of food. Ooh, habitation out in 14 days, and that is a result of jettisoning out the hab that I jettisoned. Important to note that we have 14 days of him being a pilot before he's like, you know what? I quit. Hello. Because I manually deactivated these, I have to manually activate them. Be gone! Fuel. And kablamo. Soon. Alright. Now let me kill all of my horizontal velocity. So I can come straight in and land on my engines without my landing gear. Alright, we're only about a mile up. We should see that explode any second now. It should be fun. Thrust to weight ratio now is 13. That's plenty of thrust. And boom! 7 science points sent back to Kerbin. You're welcome. That's because I have a seismometer installed on Minmus. And the seismometer recorded that earthquake, essentially, that I just caused. Very peaceful. Alright, coming straight down. In our little goofy lander. It's about to enter orbit from the impact. Absolutely. Escape velocity of Minmus is like 5 meters per second. That's not actually true. I don't know what it is. It's pretty low, though. Little kiss. Just a little kiss. All right, let's do the science. Yeah. All right. So where are we? Greater Flats? We are Greater Flats. Log the everything science. I don't think there's any reason. Yeah, I can't do the magnetometer. Oh, it doubled. It came back down again. Like a yo-yo, like a dribbling basketball. Was that the best landing I've ever had? I mean, Minmus is easy to land, and the Greater Flats, like I said, it's a. Oh, there it is again. More going boom. More science sent back to Kerbin. Oh, it's coming down. Another explosion. Oh, more explosions. Oh, okay. It's ridiculous. Crew report. You got it. Let's EVA ya. Little surface sample. Oh, more science. Plant a flag, which I had a mission for. Who's firing the remote 1.2 mortars? Minmus Greater Flats. Done. EVA report, done. Surface sample, done. All right, I think that's done. Nothing else here to do but leave. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of Kerbal Space Program Colonization or any of my other content, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.